Okay, question 6. A wildlife park. Oh, this is from, I think this is from 2017, November. A wildlife park has a database table called livestock. To classify and record its animal species, part of the database table is shown. So here we have the database table. So the database table, that's the whole thing. That's all of the information is within the table. Okay, they're usually easy to identify. Then within that, you might be asked how many fields or how many records there are. So the fields are the individual names for each of the different types of data that's being stored. So we've got the species field, classification field, diet field, legs field, and then within those fields we have the data. Okay, and the data is split up into records. So a complete record is one set of data. So for example, giraffe, mammal, herbivore, 4. That's one complete record here. Okay, so some questions, some of the papers do specify that as a question. So what we've got to do here is suggest another appropriate field that could be added to this database by stating its name and data type, state its purpose, and give an example of the data it could contain. Well, the first thing that I've noticed is quite obvious about this table is there isn't a unique field. There isn't a primary key. So that would be quite easy to add. So we know that the table is to classify and record its animals' species. So that's the key identifier there. So we could just go for species ID and the data type for this. Now in the mark scheme they say alphanumeric, but that's basically text, combination of letters and numbers. And the purpose, primary key, a field that's unique so we can identify each individual record. So you could add something along those lines. An example data, so we could say species 0, 0, 1, 2, 4, whatever you wanted there. Another field, looking at it, because we're talking specifically about species, something like whether there's a large animal, field name, and I think when we're doing this, we need to make sure when you're given a field name, notice the text is not separated by spaces. So we're joining those together, capital letters for the start of each word. Large animal, that could be a Boolean. And its purpose, to make sure there's enough food for the animal, or there's enough staff. Maybe you might need more staff to look after the animal. Example data, Y. Okay, we could do another one. Average weight, so it might be worth knowing if the weight of the animal. It might help with transport, etc. Data type, that could be a number. Purpose, to know what size lorry to use if you're going to transport the animal. Example data could be 700 if it was in kilograms. Okay, so that's that one. In the next video we'll look at question B, but I'll stop recording here because this one's gone quite well. Thank you.